Has this happened to you? Have you and your wife ever just been watching TV and there's a bunch of shows that you want to continue, like Stranger Things or Loki, but she hasn't caught up with any of them? Is your wife just a little too slow? Find a 9-volt battery and put it in her mouth, and then boom, she'll turn into Conduit. As Conduit, she'll do everything in her power to catch up to you. She'll be faster at running. If she was a slow reader before, she'll be faster at reading. And of course, she'll be able to watch every single TV show as fast as possible. So if you want your wife to keep up with your pace, try Conduit today. Wife and batteries not included. Conduit is the newest legend in Season 19 of Apex Legends, and she's our first Filipino legend. Somebody at Respawn must be Filipino, or they just love Filipino food because they got it pretty accurate. My wife approves. Her real name is long. It's Rowena Valentina Gofi Divina. She was born and raised on the planet Nexus, which was ruled by a ruthless monarchy. So eventually, the people of Nexus rebelled against the monarchy, leading to a war. And during one of the battles, a Monarch Titan saved Conduit's community by blowing itself up with their Titan battery. This Monarch Titan's explosion created a quarantine zone full of radiation, and the Titan itself became a symbol of hope for the people of Nexus. After the revolution, Nexus rebuilt, and Conduit's family would spend time pretending to be legends since they were huge fans of the Apex games. She's just like me for real, but their family couldn't keep up with paying the bills, and her older sister came home from work with a big arm injury. So Conduit knew she had to do something for her family. She snuck into the quarantine zone and touched the Titan battery, which now courses through her veins, because that's how batteries work. Duh. And she then used that battery to make her own combat exosuit and started competing in local fighting rings to help pay the bills. And eventually, she got the attention of the Apex games, where she fangirls over the whole cast. It's so funny.
You're the best, kapatid, and not just on TV.
Huh? Oh, thanks, kid.
But that radiation from the battery is slowly killing her. So kids, the lesson here is, I can't believe I have to say this, don't eat batteries. But with every new season comes big changes. So let's rapid fire through some of the big ones. Storm Point is flooded and now has a ton of cool electrical pylon POIs, and the lighting is different, and there's a rainbow. The wingman's in the care package and the L-Stars on the floor. There's weapon and legend buffs and nerfs as usual. You can check those out in the patch notes. And there's finally cross progression, although it's coming in waves, and what they mean by waves are like little kiddie pool splashes. A lot of people have not gotten this yet. Also, one of the cooler quality of life changes is that when you're spawned in, you'll spawn back in with your shields and weapons, which is great. Except right now, it can be exploited to farm shields pretty easily. So maybe that should be fixed. So that's Season 19 in a nutshell. But you're here to learn about Conduit, and together, we can do it. So now that you know a little bit about her, let's learn how to play her. Shall we?
One's for the kids back in Harris Valley.
She's just like me for real. Conduit's passive is Savior Speed. When Conduit is at least 50 meters away from a teammate, if she's running in the direction of a teammate, she'll do this scan thing, and then after doing that, she gains a burst of speed, similar to Bangalore's double time. Before they nerfed her. This is great for catching up with your teammates who are zipping and zooming and just super duper far away. It also means that all the loot goblins who take forever to get through the map will finally get to their teammates and the action quicker. So this legend is for all the slow looters out there. You know who you are. But that's essentially the passive. She runs fast to get closer to her team so she can support them, because Conduit is a healer character. The first medic since Lifeline, really. Which leads us to her tactical. Her tactical ability is Radiant Transfer. She sends a pulse of electrical energy that temporarily heals you and one of your teammates' armor up to 75 points. There's a little armor indicator on the bottom left that will tell you when it's depleted. This will only heal if you're not being shot at, so it's not just free heals, you noob. But if you're good at schmoovin', it'll basically be that. This tactical works through walls. You don't even need to physically see your teammate. This is really great for pushing a fight without any time to pop a battery. You can take damage, pop the tactical, and go right back in for more action. It's also great to save your teammate's life if they're almost about to die. Just pop it and hope that that little armor that they get is enough. And sometimes it really is. You can also use it and then use a syringe or a med kit at the same time, so you essentially have a faster Phoenix kit, which is insane in fights. It also helps in in the 1v1 fights. 1v1 fights are easier when I can run away and heal simultaneously, especially when enemies think they can just hold the door on you. Nah, not only can you heal, but you can break the door at the same time.
126 Wraith on the right.
And lastly, her ultimate is Energy Barricade. She deploys 5 shield jamming devices in a straight line, and any enemy that walks through it is slowed and damaged. It'll mostly be used as more of a spacing tool than a killing tool, but you can get some trap kills if you lay them in a great spot. Since the radius is decently big, it's great for creating space for your team and forcing the enemy to take a different route. And you can shoot it pretty far, which can lead to some cool placements. It's also a great way to protect you and your teammates going for a clutch revive. But where it gets crazy is indoors. I know of a place where you'll never get harmed. Just kidding, you'll die. This ultimate just covers so much space that it just becomes impossible to push inside. And when you combine that with other ultimates like Fuse's ultimate, the enemy team will 100% be stuck inside with nowhere to run or hide. Note that the ultimate doesn't come out immediately like Fuse's ultimate. It lands and then it takes a second to activate. So once you get used to the timing, you'll get a lot more value out of it for sure. I'm literally married to Conduit, so listen to these pro tips. Number 1, Conduit pairs well with legends who cover distance and want to go in solo like Pathfinder and Revenant. They can go in to try and secure a kill, and then you can just give them healing from your tactical. But one legend that's really fun to pair with is Lifeline. Since with Lifeline's drone and Conduit's tactical, you can fully heal without using a single med. Who doesn't love some free heals? Number 2, very important, she has no vertical movement. So make sure that you and your team know this and run mobility legends who can help you get on high ground without just abandoning her behind. I'm looking at you, Vantage. A part of me wishes that her passive also gave her like a leapfrog ability, kind of similar to Bautista's jump, but it can only be used to get to the height where teammates are. Come on, it'll make sense. She has these huge robot legs. Let her just jump a little bit higher. Number 3, Conduit's passive will not work if you're alone. This isn't really a pro tip, it's just sad. Which is why you gotta give her that leapfrog ability I just talked about in the last pro tip. Respawn, come on. I think I'm cooking here. Number 4. In all honesty, her kit is super straightforward. There's not much I can show you or explain to you that I haven't already explained or isn't just super obvious. So here's just some rapid fire small tips. Rapid fire! When reviving teammates, use the tactical immediately so they can focus on healing their health. Then they can grab an armor swap or heal their armor on their own. Rapid fire! As long as one teammate is far away, you'll get the speed boost, even if you're right next to your other teammate. Rapid fire! You and your enemy's ultimates can be destroyed, but it takes a ton of damage. So most of the time, it might not be worth it, but if you need to get through to win, fire away. Rapid fire! Overall, Conduit is super funny, and I love that she's as big of a fan of Apex as I am. I'm glad we got some more Titanfall references, even though I know people would rather have, Titanfall 3. And I'm also happy to see Filipino representation. But her kit in general feels disjointed. I don't understand what her passive, tactical, and ultimate really have to do with each other. There's not much cohesion, and it feels like there should be for this character's kit to make any sense and flow well. A part of me can totally see Conduit's tactical becoming her ultimate and being like this more buffed, non-temporary shield healing, and then her tactical being something also along the lines of shield healing. I just want a little bit more cohesion with characters, and it feels like more recently, with the exception of Catalyst, a lot of the newer legends that we've gotten are kind of all over the place when it comes to what their kit does. And because her kit is kind of all over the place, I don't know what role she's trying to fill. And I don't think she's really that strong at the moment. But it's really early, so I definitely could be wrong. But how is she for noobs? For noobs, I would say she's easy to play, and most noobs will actually really enjoy her kit to help keep up with teammates who are more aggro. She's a great starter character for any new players that are hopping in Season 19, whoever you are. But what do you think? Have you tried Conduit? And if so, do you think she's easy to play or hard to play? Do you think she needs buffs? Do you think she needs nerfs? Do you like any of my ideas for some of the buffs that I had, like the leapfrog or switching her ultimate and stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay guys, my wife finished every single TV show in existence. So now I need to catch up, so I'll catch you later. Ya noob.